In-game live, back at it again for World Cup 2026. Kevin Walsh, Gabriel Morency, United States against Paraguay out in LA. And it's funny, man. Gabe and I spent a few weeks leading up to this tournament. Like, I don't understand, Gabe. USA, they're booking favorably. I might fade them in the USA. I got the bets in, Gabe. The money line bets are in. I think they dominate this game. I'm ready to rock here. I'm very excited now. I couldn't help myself.
I just saw the post that 93% of the action at American sportsbooks are on the USA. 93%. What could go wrong?
Nothing.
And I got to tell you, there's two schools of thought here with people on this game. There's a lot of people who are like, and even myself, I brought this up earlier, how the hell are the USA plus 114 on their home pitch tonight? Like, really? How are they plus 114? The odds, and everybody's betting them, but the odds makers are like, yeah, go ahead, guys. You do that.
It feels like that sharp double chance, Paraguay draw money has absolutely come in.
When I saw that only 9% of the action is on the draw, I'm like, that's the play. It's going to end up being a draw, isn't it? We just saw Canada get the draw, and Paraguay are better than Bosnia, in my opinion.
I agree with you on that. We're going to talk about what we saw from Canada. We'll, of course, talk about match day 3, Saturday's slate as well. Look, I am obviously excited for this game. I bet a little bit of USA.
What are you betting? Let's get to the picks. Yeah. What are you betting? Let's go.
My main bet, Gabe, is actually both teams to score, plus 104. I think USA can't stop a nosebleed. We didn't know who their keeper was going to be until an hour and a half ago. I think Paraguay score. I feel great about the USA scoring. You know, I tied the U.S. and Canada each getting a goal today as my main thing for today's slate, which, boy, did Canada make me wait that thing out, even though I thought they actually looked awesome in the second half of the match, but we'll get into that. But my main thing here for this specific game is both teams to score.
Yeah, you know what? I ended up going with the under 2.5, and it's another one of the Morency specials where I spent all week telling you guys, hey, you know, the USA, 73% of their games have gone over. They're the second biggest over team after 2.5. And now I'm like, this thing's going under. This is the World Cup. This is different. Paraguay are not easy to score on. My boy Andres Kubis, Vancouver Whitecap midfielder, he's good. Like, he shuts Messi down and stuff. Like, Vancouver beat Miami last year in one of these CONCACAF Champ League, whatever the hell. They play a million tournaments. But anyways, Miami played Vancouver like twice in a span of a week. And Kubis shut him down. And then Miami got revenge in the title game, in the MLS Cup game. But he's a world-class, just sort of like shutdown artist, this dude. Right? Like, Paraguay are going to be hard to break down here. USA have so much young skill, but a lot of pressure on them, man. Right?
No doubt.
Can they live up to it, Kevin? Like, you know what I mean? The Adams and, you know, all these guys with the pedigree. We've been hearing about it for years, right? And similar in Canada where we've hyped it up, can actually do it? And we saw today, it's not so easy, man, when you're playing against these other world-class teams. Here's the USA pushing it here. And I did everybody a favor. I'm watching on the Slow Kids Network tonight, Fox. It's a little bit... It's a little bit slower and behind. The analysis a little weaker, but more in sync with Kevin. So where are you at? I'm at 134 right now and counting.
You are a touch over 10 seconds ahead of me. Gabe did everything he could, and it's still not gonna matter.
Okay, let me go.
It's honestly,
how about this? I go to my other network.
Watching like 4K. I don't know if that's the problem. I don't know what it is.
I go to my other one. I'm at 202.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like literally that's 45, like nearly a minute ahead. If we're going to do a show, I'm going to have to watch on Fox.
But let me just say.
Just to let you know, America is like a minute behind the rest of the world for some reason, but okay.
Yeah, which is no wonder why I can never get a live bet in on this show.
I know every time. You get saved often, though. It happens to me, too.
No, it's true.
And I got to tell you, I got to be honest, guys. We never really get into that too much. Right? We just sort of assume live betting. It's not live betting. Like, how hard is it? The sportsbooks have a minute advantage on us. Oh, that's just great. I got USA more shots. Paraguay just shot on goal right now. Boom.
Wait a second here. Now, see, this is... Can I be honest with you? And this is one of us is going to feel a little silly. I think you got the colors wrong here, pal.
Oh, I'm sorry, USA. Sorry, USA with the shot on goal. Good. Yeah, sorry. What I'm saying, I'm all rattled here. Yeah.
But Gabe, I'm so behind you that I'm not sure. You know?
Yeah, no. You're right. You're right. The USA is wearing the white, red, wavy thing. Yeah.
I hate these.
I'm like, oh God. Look. No, this is where my mind is at, Kevin. I'm sweating out the CFL game. The Canada game nearly killed me today.
Alouettes?
Like you said about the World Cup. We had basically 4 years to get ready for this, and here I am like a moron, like 10 seconds before kickoff all the time. Like, oh, I got to get this in. I got to get that in. Like, my mind's all over the place here. Yeah, and the Alouettes are really, like, making me sweat this out tonight.
Oh, boy. We'll check in with all that here. Look, of course, I think a lot of us are all super excited for this match.
Toronto Tempo were playing. And I don't even know the score. That's how into it I'm everything. Yeah, I don't even know the score is. I just flicked by it on the channel. I'm like, yeah, whatever. My head's spinning.
Yeah, not time right now. We'll get to that later. Man, and again, I'm actually really excited to talk about what we saw in the Canada match here. But Gabe, what can I just ask? Like, when you were kind of breaking these teams down, what really stood out to you, kind of heading into this match?
Well, basically, would the U.S. youth, if you look at this Paraguayan team, there's nobody, Kevin, playing like they've got like one or two dudes in EPL type thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like this is not a star-laden team. But if you look at the leagues that the dudes play in, it's like, yeah, pretty scrappy. Like, they got a bunch of dudes like River Plate and Palmeiras, like Argentinian league, the Austrian league, Red Bull Racing Strasbourg, they're just sort of like scrappy leagues. A couple of guys from the Italian league, throwing an a couple of MLS guys. Like, they're just like, they're all super sound guys, but do they have that finish? I don't think they have the finish. I don't even think they're going to, that's why my big prop was, and I played it a couple of times, was I saw the USA to have more shots, and I was like, oh, yeah. And there was another one, who's going to have more cards. No cards still 3 minutes in here right now. I'd like to see a brawl or something early.
Well, listen, I think here's, again, if we can time it, we timed the over cards, 3.5 too perfectly, unfortunately, in the Canada game, because 2 minutes later the bet went from minus 150 to minus 3,000. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was frustrating.
But ideally we can time these things well here live. I think one thing, Gabe, that was interesting.
ball that much. U.S. starting to show their class a little bit here. They got Paraguay chasing them around. USA with the ball possession, 57-43 right now as far as time of possession here. But, yeah, it settles the nerves, right? You score early, unlike Canada that had the early Jonathan David miss. And then, this just sort of calms everybody down. Everybody's very nervous in a World Cup match. So, great start for the U.S. right now.
Yeah, and, Gabe, it was such a great point by you. 6-ish minutes in, it felt like nobody had control of this game. The USA broke free, and now it feels like they're in complete control. They seem to be just applying all kinds of pressure here to Paraguay. As you mentioned, over -300 now on the money line in this match. That 2.5.
See, I don't know if Paraguay scores, Kevin. That's my whole thing. Like, you see, like, they don't have the ball ever. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we saw with Bosnia today, just one quick corner kick, boom, they scored. Right? It can happen in a flash.
Truthfully, Gabe, both teams to score bet had more to do with the way USA's been defending than anything with Paraguay. Like, the USA, I understand they've played some good competition on the way in here, but, I mean, they've got teams lighting them up. We're talking about multiple goals, whether it be Germany, Senegal, Portugal, Belgium, lighting this team up. So we gave Paraguay a chance to find the back of the net. I told Gabe it was one of those plays, though, today. Like,
why would the U.S., why would it give them plus 114? It's amazing. Listen, it's still early in this game right now, right?
Yeah,
but
it is.
Think about it. Like, they were plus money coming into this game. Despite the fact everybody betting on them, at least in North America, the sports books and even the global sports books, like I said, like I was, there's more books than DraftKings and FanDuel in this world, right? Like, they had that at plus, like, USA plus 115 type stuff, Kevin. Like, global sports books basically said, you know what, we're making the U.S. favorites. We're not going to make them big favorites. We're going to give them plus money on this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm sure some of it is kind of keeping to the power rating. The one thing I've noticed, though, Gabe, is some of these sports books have gone, like, in a time machine to, like, 6 years ago when they used to give you profit boosts that were essentially free bets. They're like, hey, listen, Gabe, FanDuel, Gabe, did a profit boost, -10,000 to +100, the USA to take a shot.
Yeah, have one shot. I saw that. Everybody cashed. That was a free $25 bet.
But that's what it was. Gabe, it was a literally free $25. Like, they want you in the door for this World Cup.
Yeah, but they count on you now playing that money that you just won in game.
Playing a little blackjack.
Exactly. Like, just sort of hanging around after, like they got you in the door. It's like a bar basically saying, here's 2 free drinks. Right, here's 2 free drinks.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Yeah. They gave you though. They gave it to you. All right, so here comes Paraguay here.
So while we settle into this match, Gabe, I wanted to ask you with Canada, kind of, obviously now with a lot more time to just digest that result, how you feel coming out of the match.
A lot better. Like, it really. It can get late early. Like, for all the talk of, like, watered down this and expanded field, you can't come away with 0 points, Kevin. Like, if you come away with 0 points in your first game, I don't care who you are. You want to compound that with you are the host nation, one of the host nations, and you were a favorite in the game. Like, it could have been disastrous for Canada if they lost today. Right? They would have had 0 points. Who knows what happened with Qatar and Bosnia. You still got to play Switzerland. They found a way. It was actually their reserves that played better in the second half than their starters. That was the theme. To me. Yeah, that was the theme, Kevin, in the friendlies leading into this, actually, that the more experienced guys that they trust more don't get it done, and then the sort of younger kids that are all 23, 22, 25, that they don't have much experience. Well, they're actually better. Right? And listen, Kyle Larin isn't like that guy. Kyle Larin's 31 years old, plays on Southampton, etc. And he's been around a while. But it was, people feel a lot better about things. And honestly, as well, anybody that watched the game, you could see they played very well off. You know what I mean? They did a lot of very good things, Kevin. They just didn't finish. So let's just call it off what it is. Maybe Jonathan David shouldn't, you can't really, like, not start him in the next game, but shorter leash for him. Get Kyle Larin on the field. Get Promise David on the field. Get these guys that can finish. because Canada don't have a problem possessing. They do a very good job defending. They didn't give up many scoring chances today. They got scored on one penalty on a corner kick set piece. They just got to finish, Kevin. But by only getting 1 point, it's a must win against Qatar now. Let's call it out for what it is. They got to get 3 points. And a game that I'll be at.
Oh boy. Oh, what a terrible touch.
And Canada, I thought you said, "Oh boy, me going to the game." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
No. I think no. So, Gabe, I got to tell you, and you got to be careful to not overreact. But the subs were so much better. Like Ali Ahmed,
you can tell, yeah,
he's a 25-year-old who plays at Norwich City.
Yeah, but he just transferred
he's not on
there,
Manchester.
Kevin.
Yeah, well, you know what? He needs to transfer again. He should be on Manchester United next year. That kid is class.
He just went there. He's a Vancouver Whitecap. He's been on the Whitecaps for the last few years. Yeah, sucks to lose him.
Transfer the summer already. That kid is fantastic. Like,
you see Schaffelberg, even the white kid. Schaffelberg comes in. He plays for Nashville. Like I'm telling you, the MLS guys played better than the guys from Juventus and all the big teams and stuff.
Yeah,
it's true. David plays for Juventus.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know.
Talk has been about sports betting handle being down or flat, right, because of the threat of prediction markets and the growth of them. But we've seen Kalshi actually kind of plateau for the first time in recent memory. Looking at a graphic right now, we've had the spike for the Super Bowl, and then this is usually when things die down. Yes, there's March Madness, but usually sports betting handle kind of goes down over the course of the spring and summer until we get back to football season.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
For Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time? And he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
This is all about headlines, Donnie.
Yep.
If we hear, if that noise gets louder as we get closer, then 45 cents is going to be 65 cents, and that's the repricing we're talking about. I don't need Utah to get him. I need people to think Utah is going to go up and get him, Donnie, and that's how you make money.
Prediction Markets Edge, only on SportsGrid.
Craig Carton along with Tyrone Johnson. We got great news for you. CraigCartonShow.com. And Tyrone, what do you get if you go to that amazing website?
Well, right now you can subscribe to our upcoming newsletter. You put in your email address, and then bang, you'll get all the new Craig Carton Show content when it arrives.
Not just that, you also get merch drops, exclusive content, and appearances. So again, one more time, that website is CraigCartonShow.com.
In-game live, we're now joined by man himself, Marcelino Ortiz, has been getting us ready for the World Cup. Can't believe it's here. So much to get to, Marcelino. Let's start with this. I mean, is the USA the best soccer nation in the world? What are we seeing here? Nothing already. We love it.
Well, this is when you have the World Cup happening at your home turf. Just it feels different. We saw it yesterday with Mexico. They came out with that energy on the first 15 minutes, and they were clearly motivated to win. And we see it again with the U.S. national men's team that is also dominating, scoring on the 7th minute. Bobadilla surprising everyone. And like you said, this is a great omen for the United States. I feel like it set them in the right direction. Let's see what happens. This is still a lot of game ahead of us. But so far, the U.S., really, really showing up as a host nation.
I'm gonna tell you, that was a cheeky behind the back. Look at that little pass behind the back there. Like that was sweet. Guys, so what? This is the fourth match. I want to bring this up. So, Marcelino, can you believe it? Last year, last World Cup 2022, we had 4 red cards in the entire tournament. The prop on the betting market was over under 5.5, guys, this year because of the added games. There was 3. There was 3 in the first game. And then we thought, oh, boy, is this the theme of the tournament? But it really hasn't been after. And I also wanted to bring up, guys, the fact that still no penalty kicks. There has not been a penalty kick awarded yet, and here we are into the 4th game. It's got to come soon, right? I mean, does it happen in this match, Marcel? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, yeah, like having, and that's a big prop, right? Will there be a penalty kick scored? You could take each team or whatnot, what you want, etc. This is into match 4, Marcelino. Not a single VAR penalty kick yet.
I know we've been close. There've been a couple of handballs in the box that might have needed review, but nothing happened. Now, surprisingly, 3 red cards in one game. From my opinion, the last red card is not because I'm Mexican, but it was kind of soft. That was hip against hip on that Mexico game. But I think that the over on red cards is for sure. We haven't even seen the most scrappiest of teams play. Yeah. We have seen teams, they're good with the ball, they're propositive, they play forward. We are going to start seeing those teams that are here to grind, that are going to play with a knife between their teeth. So
Haiti and Scotland.
Yes.
Haiti and Scotland, Kevin. Got to believe they're going to get after it. But let me ask you, Marcelino, and then let's rattle off some questions for the games tomorrow and see who you like. But what's going on? What's going on right now with South Korea and Mexico and this love affair? Because I got to tell you, there's going to be a lot of Mexican, South Korean babies coming into the world in 9 months. You see it going on, man. There's a thing, Kevin, where Mexican women are kissing South Korean fans when they see them.
Gotta respect
Except now they're getting the Korean fans know it, and they're starting to get more hands-on-ish. And it's basically like they're exchanging jerseys, they're going out together. What's going on, Marcelino? Like, why does South Korea, why do Mexicans love the South Koreans so much?
It tracks all the way back to the 2006 World Cup in Germany, my friends, because let's remember that 2016, Sonny scored that game versus Germany that made Mexico advance to the next round. No business moving on to the next round on that World Cup, but South Korea did the big game, defeated Germany, and made Mexico advance, even though that they were already eliminated. So from there was this chant, right? Son, hermano, ya eres mexicano. And since then, there's been this, this nice relationship between Korea and Mexico. I think that
they were booing the Czechia last night. Even it was like they were like hostile, Kevin, against Czechia. It was like boo.
It's a good, it's a good relationship. But I think that because of the results, they will have to go out for everything next Thursday. Korea and Mexico will basically play for the qualification in that game. Whoever wins, they pretty much advancing in first place of the group. Czechia look good, but not as good as Korea. But you never know. In the World Cup, every game counts. Every game is difficult, and you cannot, do your math or rely too much on estimates because, like we said, we saw Bosnia coming out, scoring over Canada, and surprising everybody, just deflecting, going to the back, and Canada pressing, and they were able to get that result. But the World Cup is going to be amazing, my friends.
Yeah, so I think, Marcelino, if you have some time, we want to keep you through this commercial break here on the other side, just ask you about some of the games tomorrow, which will allow me just to say, earlier today, Gabe mentioned that the clock kept running during the hydration break. And once again, I foolishly thought Gabe was wrong. He's not wrong. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Thank you, Kevin. I was like, oh, was I wrong again?
Let's stop the clock. Like, come on. in-game live during World Cup 2026. The USA and Paraguay are over 25 minutes into the opening half here. The USA they did! Oh, this is the best team in the world!
My God.
Best team in the world.
Oh, no, it's offside! It's offside!
Oh.
Guys, settle down, Walsh. You got Aaron's. Oh, boy.
You know what? Now, as I was saying, let's talk about Saturday's games. Nothing to see here. Keep this thing
Okay, hold on. Is it really offside? Was it really offside?
Oh, no. He's got to be. They wouldn't have done the flag
Wow.
if he wasn't.
All right, we know what happens now. Paraguay now scores. That's the way it works. Would have been 2-0.
Oh, boy.
Right.
Marcelino, I want to make sure we can at least ask you about Morocco, Brazil.
Yes,
We've got
sir.
a lot of fun games to start this tournament, but this is supposed to be of the highest quality so far. What are you expecting? Actually, not too far away here in New Jersey.
It's going to be a tough one. Brazil has all the pressure on them. They should be winning this game. It's traditional for Brazil to come out in the first game, all cylinders firing, and I don't expect this to be a different case. Now, in front of them, they have one of the most surprising and underrated teams in all of the competition. Last competition, they were able to make it to the top 4. They have been putting so much effort into the infrastructure, into the training, development of younger players. So Morocco is a very, very difficult, very dangerous team that might spoil Brazil. Here's the thing. The players that come from Morocco, they have been competing at the highest level, Champions League, Premier League, you name it. The starters of Morocco, they are standouts in every league that they play. Brazil, the problem is that they are trying to find again the jogo bonito. They're trying to find again that magic. And in the meantime, they have struggled a lot, especially with these teams that played really well. They have good treatment of the ball, and they will be attacking Brazil with no fear, no hesitation, because they know they can beat them. So this one might be the surprise of the tournament, and I have Morocco beating Brazil.
Whoa!
My Brazilian me, I love Brazil. It's my third team, but in this case, I feel Morocco is going to have the surprise factor on their side. They are playing with no pressure. If they lose to Brazil, it's something that is acceptable. But Brazil will have to come out and show that they are ready for prime time, that they're ready for first place.
This one is not offside.
What do you mean?
This one is not offside. USA.
You're the best team in the world. I mean, is anyone seeing this differently? Christian Pulisic is dominating this game. I mean, my goodness. Hey, listen, not everyone can make it look this easy, game.
Tune in in the 30th minute with the hydration break, too. Like, yeah, they're rolling.
The break worked perfectly. And now Paraguay can score, and I don't have to feel bad about it. Both teams to score, yes. Marcelino. That's what I bet in this game.
Paraguay's going to score. Like, what's this? Wow. Wow.
Listen, game, it's not ended yet. Wow.
So far, my parlay of every game with both teams scoring is still alive. So I'm hoping that the streak continue. I get the discount. It's a long tournament. We might get donuts at some point. But so far, I like that the teams are going for the goals. I like that the teams are playing, especially what we're seeing right now with the U.S. national team. This is what they need to do as a host country that has most of the games and that they have the path to finish in New Jersey in front of their people. So good job for the U.S. They had under a lot of pressure. Pochettino got a lot of slack towards the end of the preparation. But maybe this will be quieting a lot of critics with this score.
The other two teams in this group, Australia and Turkey, are playing here in Vancouver actually tomorrow. Their fans have already taken the streets over. A lot of excitement in the air. What do you think about this match? Turkey are a -140 favorite. Australia +425. USA. People thought USA and Turkey were the class of this group, and now USA are showing this class tonight. Do you think Turkey responds tomorrow and gets it done against Australia?
Without a doubt. I'm going to tell you one name and one name only. Arda Güler, my friends. Arda Güler is one of the top midfielders in the world. He has shown in Real Madrid that he is the next generation of commanders of the field, and I don't expect anything different. Australia, we saw it against Mexico. It's a modest team that are learning to play at this level. The players are not that technically gifted, They are hard workers. They're fast runners. They're physical. They're tall, but also the Turkish, right? And not only that, they have a very strong local league. We saw the team that come out of there. They're great teams, Fenerbahce, Ankara Sports. There's so many teams in Turkey that they have this very beautiful, a little bit of Brazilian flair to them, like, Ozil. You name it. There have been many Turkish players that know how to treat that ball nicely, and Arda Güler is the next generation of them. I feel like he will be the difference maker and will have Turkey winning, not this game, but 2 games at least. Then we'll see them against the U.S., and that will be the game of the group, my friends. We will figure out who is the number 1 place of the group once we see Turkey and U.S. play against each other.
Do we think they're going to give Christian Pulisic the golden ball at halftime? I mean, are we seeing this right? I mean, what a star. No.
Player of the tournament, coach of the tournament. Yeah.
That's what Pochettino build a statue.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to be honest. Last week, I was on a podcast. They asked me, what player do you think is underperforming the World Cup? I ran my mouth and I said that Pulisic might have a hard time. I'm glad for the U.S. team that that's not the case. He's shouting my mouth and showing me out because he's having a great game. You can tell that he's motivated and that he feels this is his World Cup. This is his World Cup. He has been playing at a very high level at the AC Milan team. And now this is the moment where he becomes truly Captain America and brings illusion to this country. If he's capable of being one of the best players of the tournament, this will be so beneficial to the soccer and football culture of the country. It will bring eyes and it will say, like, look at us. We actually can play ball at the highest level. And I'm glad to see at this game that we are doing now. Paraguay has not shown that they are like a top-class team. So let's not get too carried away. It's a comfortable team for the U.S. Now, Turkey, that will be the first test. And once we move to the elimination round, we done.
You know what, too? And America loves a winner, Kevin. So as I say, America loves a winner. Right? USA lose this game tonight or don't look good. People rip them and just sort of, who cares anyways? I knew they were going to suck. They win, and then you get that bandwagon rolling now. You get people behind you, and so just a great start there. But sorry, Kevin, go on.
No, I just wanted to ask Marcelino before we let you go. Marcelino, we really do appreciate you making the time here. Tomorrow, with Qatar against Switzerland, it's the first time I think we see one of those teams who's here because of the expanded field, right? Maybe you could say South Africa, but I don't think that's true. Qatar, I mean, Switzerland is over minus 500 in some spots when we talk about a 3-way money line here. How do you approach games where the mismatch seems to be this big?
In this case, I'm going to have to give it to Qatar. Switzerland, they really came into the competition not as even a team to be worried about versus Qatar's game. Nobody comes to speculate. Nobody wants to wait in the back and get caught up. They are all coming to score at least 1 goal because the goal differential is going to be critical. Because remember, the top 8 third places of every group advancing to the next round. So those goals are going to come critical when they're all counting pennies. These goals and that difference are going to be critical to advance.
Absolutely, man. Marcelino, we really appreciate you making some time for us here on a Friday night. And, in some ways, like, get Marcelino on. What if there's nothing doing in these games? No, we've got action, man, out here.
There's always action.
2026, which is absolutely what we love. We'll be right back here on Sports. back right here on sports. Look, man, it's late. All right, forgive me.
Yeah.
Morency, 2-0.
There's a lot of stuff going
USA.
on. Just for the record, Kevin, too, and everything was going on while Marcelino was talking, but I'm a pro, so I didn't say anything. The Alouettes blocked a punt and returned it in the end zone for a touchdown. Everything's going on, Kevin. I'm looking up. I got a lot on this. I'm like, oh, God, the U.S. Listen, I'm on the U.S., but I'm also on the under 2.5. It's a lot of trouble, man. So now I just slammed Paraguay not to score. They better not score. Like, I got both teams to score. No.
Okay. Yeah, I actually don't feel great about Paraguay scoring in this game. I really don't.
And we ran out of time on Marcelino, but Qatar are like plus 1285 on the money line tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I think Switzerland are going to roll them personally. I got Switzerland winning like 3-0. I'll say 2, but I'm laying a goal and a half with the Swiss. He says both teams to score. He didn't go out on a limb and say Qatar money line. He didn't say that. He said both teams to score, but he did sort of hype up Qatar, and I was going to say, they're plus 1285 underdogs. This would be a massive upset.
Be one of the biggest upsets of the tournament that we would see. I was going through the game, and, I'll be honest, I was going through I don't even understand how Qatar's here. I do not understand how they're in this tournament. I don't understand who they beat. I don't understand whose spot they took. Like, they are barely inside the top 100 teams in the country or in the world. So it's a very interesting thing. And I'm trying to be careful, Gabe, but I've been staring at the Switzerland-Scotland moneyline parlay for, hours. I'm not going to act like it's been much longer than that. But I'm staring at it.
Scotland, huh? Scotland just worried me a little bit because they don't score a lot.
Yeah, it
right?
does.
So it's I prefer Turkey than Scotland in that parlay.
Yeah, I was considering. You can get actually a pretty good number on the under 2.5, Gabe. Because we're seeing like these minus 150, minus 160. That Scotland-Haiti total is kind of like minus 110 either side, 2.5, which I thought was interesting.
I don't think there's a lot of goals personally in that. Some people think Scotland are going to roll them, but I think Haiti will be scrappy. Maybe there's like 1-0 Scotland, maybe 2. But the other one too, Marcelino with Brazil. So listen, Neymar is not healthy right now. That we know. Wesley's out, obviously, for Brazil. They're still the favorites here. A lot of people don't think this Moroccan team is anywhere near as good as they were in 2022 when they made the Final Four, the semifinals, Kevin. But he was high on Morocco tomorrow. He did call the Moroccan upset. And that game, guys, all the talk about the $80 trains to MetLife and the governor of New Jersey complaining so much about the World Cup. It finally begins at MetLife tomorrow. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I know someone who's going to that game. I probably know more people than I realize going to that game, but I know someone who's going to that game. I'm kind of curious. I might check in with him just to see how it all.
It's not cheap. Brazil are a hot ticket.
Yeah, I would be interested in going if it was a bit cheaper, to be honest with you. Like, maybe, it is what it is. But Gabe, I was going through the game.
What would you pay? Like, to see any World Cup game, what would you like? Would you like go see some random teams?
You know what the problem is, Gabe? I don't want to sit in MetLife Stadium, all the way up top. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the issue. So, I don't know. I'd like to be under 1,000, quite frankly. Like, I'm not really all too interested in paying.
I'm looking right now on StubHub. It's insane.
Is it? Yeah, I didn't. I'll pull a quick look up.
The cheapest ticket's like $2,300.
No, see, I can't do that because I can't.
Upper. Any upper type stuff.
No, that's bad. Let's look at the best deal score. Yeah, it's tough. And the problem is, Gabe, I don't know. Yeah, whatever, with the seats. I'll just say this, Gabe. I was looking at that game. Both teams to score in Morocco, Brazil really jump out to me. I don't know about you, but because I think Morocco's scoring that game. Like, their team total's minus 160 for half a goal, which I thought was a bit tempting even.
Yeah, I'm not in love with the both teams to score as much as others are, personally. Well, Morocco are going to lock Brazil down, and Brazil are more tactfully sound defensively than people give them credit for as well. So, like, I don't think Morocco could score. I'm not saying it's impossible for them to score, but will they score, right, is the question. I got that. I got a 1-0 Brazil win, personally.
Really?
Yeah, that's my prediction. Yeah, 1-0.
Okay.
I got tomorrow, so I got I think Switzerland -1.5. I think Switzerland gets it done, but I got Switzerland in parlays to win already. I think Brazil does beat Morocco 1-0, low score. I like the under 2.5, and I like Brazil in a 1-0 game. Okay. I'm thinking Haiti, Scotland under the 2.5, and then I like Turkey -140 against Australia midnight Eastern tomorrow.
Oh, you know what's funny is I didn't even cap the midnight game because I went through it. Like I was
it
looking
looks
at
like
Saturday,
it's the next
so
day.
it's Sunday. Yeah, I didn't even cap that.
That's pretty
game.
hardcore. That's pretty cool. Huh? You got a midnight game Saturday night.
Yeah, I'll be
live in Vancouver at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be at the Fan Fest. I'm going to be at the Fan Fest.
Are you going to get burned by morning starts, or you'll be fine? Not really, right?
No, it's good for me, these start times, actually. I'm in a nice zone here.
That's good. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
There's like a few 9 a.m., 10 a.m. type things.
Yeah, that's not
but no, that's fine. Right. The game I'm going to next Thursday is at 6 Eastern, which is 3 Pacific. So it's 3 here. The Canada-Qatar game is next Thursday.
That's going to be just an unbelievable atmosphere, man. I really like this. Did that being the game they're favored to win factor into that being the one you're going to, or it just worked out that way?
No, it just worked out that way. There was only two games here, and honestly, to be fully honest, out of the two, I was like, yeah, Switzerland. I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know who they were playing. Right when I bought the tickets, the draw hadn't happened yet, Kevin. So I bought the tickets before the draw happened. But I knowingly bought the ticket for the first game, thinking if we suck, I don't want to be going to the third game, and it means nothing. So I was like, the first game will be meaningful no matter what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go through the rest of the action after the break on SportsGrid. Well. What do we have?
Oh, my
here?
God. What are the USA
turns
future
out-
odds? Storming the market, Kevin, right now.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. You know what, like, Gabe, like all of a sudden now, the books actually trick people with all these odds boosts of like, max $25 USA money line, where like, you know, people were probably like lowering their risk on it, where they should have just been firing away. This is incredible.
Hey, they gave us +140, and that's right before the half. USA just scored their third goal. We finally got a goal during a commercial break. We've been pretty lucky with this, actually, so far on the broadcast.
Yeah, it's a good point. Really good point.
Yeah. This is the first one where there was just a goal as we were coming back, and it counts. Paraguay are having a team meeting midfield right now. They're not enjoying themselves. It's 3-0. 3-0.
But it's also, Gabe, like, the U.S. are playing with a level of flair and confidence and openness that you can only hope they keep about them throughout this tournament. Like, this will make people love this team.
People want to see scoring in America. They like winners. They like flash. They like to kick ass, right? You know, not just win, but kick ass. And it's funny. I just said to Marcelino and you in the last segment, I said, you know, America, everyone likes a winner, but especially a sport that is sort of, you know, very like hockey-like, right? If USA lost to Canada in that gold medal hockey game, everybody would say, oh, so what? They're going about their lives. They won, and I still hear about it every day. You know what I mean? Like look, we won, right? Same thing. Like, and Sam's a diehard fan, one of our producers here, and during the break, what did you say after the third goal, Kevin? Maybe I got to get behind this team.
Yeah. They're winning people over.
Now suddenly, maybe I will buy that jersey after all. Or maybe I will buy that T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, suddenly, like, people's mind changes.
Can I just tell you
and there's a week
quickly?
in between games, Kevin. So, by next
yeah.
week, everyone's like, oh, this team is unbelievable. They might make the quarterfinals. You know, like, people are going to start to get excited.
Yeah. I just wanted to tell you this because I know you'll appreciate it. Every tweet on my timeline is about this game, except 2 tweets back-to-back of Andrew McInnes complaining about kicking decisions in the CFL game and George Kurtz complaining about the New York Yankees leaving runners on base.
George Kurtz. It's like clockwork. Hey, God bless Kurtz. Seriously. The sky, there could be like a nuclear war going on, the sky, whatever, dude. Like, you could tell him, man, there's the NBA Finals right now, and Wembanyama just scored 100 points in one game, man.
Like,
and he would not know. He'd not know, and he would be online. God, the Yankees base running is bad. Like just random. I see his tweets where I'm in like my head spinning. I got money. There's so much going on. And I see Kurtz, and I'm like, he's flipping out about a Yankee Royal game and a base running blunder. And I'm like, I don't even know what he's like. I can't work. He loves the NFL though, and he loves Stanley Cup. He watches hockey. He watches.
Yes,
hockey.
he does. He loves his hockey, man. I just wanted to shout out George.
Somebody asked me, how come Kurtz isn't on with you? I said, what do you want me to do? Ask him about like the Switzerland-Qatar game? Yeah, man, Kurtz, what do you think about Haiti and Scotland?
I had to do in-game lives with him. The NBA was in the bubble. There's literally nothing else on. He goes, I don't know what's happening. What do you like in this game? I'm like, just take the Bucks, George. Just take the Bucks. Like
God bless him.
Gabe, just rattle off anything you want because we probably only got about a minute. Whatever you want.
Let me throw this at you. Yeah, NBA. So what are you doing? Are the Knicks going to win the championship tomorrow? I say they don't. They don't. But I don't want to lay 5.5 points.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what? I'm going to be careful. The Spurs by 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let me watch my mouth after last game. I am leaning Knicks, but I do feel a little silly after last game. Like, to lay 2.5 and get caught like that, like, it does make you a bit gun shy. Like, we've all been there, but I'm leaning Knicks. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to. I'll tell you the bet game that I do like not super degen, but Deuce McBride to make a 3. It's down to like -1.5. But that's really the bet that I've been staring out. Deuce McBride to make 1-3.
I'm going to go with the Euro Trash special tomorrow. Switzerland to win, San Antonio Spurs with Wemby to win, money line. A little some class, Kevin. A little Rolex style. You know what I'm saying? A little Rolex style. Switzerland and Wemby. Let's go.
That's, you know what, man? The amount of soccer tied to the Spurs tomorrow is going to be something.
You're right.